Hello students, hope you all must be safe at home. So stay home, stay safe and keep watching the videos. So welcome back to the teaching session of science. Today we will be doing second part of chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. So students, I am sure you must have enjoyed the first video of this chapter. Am I right? Okay. So now move to the second part of this chapter, 2 microorganisms, friend and foe. First we will be doing topics to be covered. So let us check what are the topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. First one is antibiotics. The second one is antibodies, vaccine and vaccination. The third topic that we will be covering, harmful microorganisms. Next, food preservation, and the last topic will be nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. So these are some topics that we are going to cover in this video. So first we will be taking antibiotics. So what are antibiotics? Let us understand what are antibiotics. Antibiotics are the medicines produced by certain microorganisms to kill or stop the growth of other disease causing microorganisms. So what are antibiotics? These are the medicines. Okay, got it? So antibiotics are the medicines produced by certain microorganisms. Students, now you will be surprised to know that antibiotics are obtained from microorganisms. Not all microorganisms, but some microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. So antibiotics are obtained from bacteria and fungi. Though there are a lot of antibiotics preparations in the market, but the widely used antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, ciprofloxacin, norfloxacin and many more. Students, always keep remember, antibiotics should be taken on the advice of a qualified doctor only. And also, you must complete the course as prescribed by the doctor. One more thing, students, antibiotics are not effective against cold and flu, as these are caused by viruses. Next, we will know about antibodies, vaccine and vaccination. So first of all, let us know what are antibodies. Antibodies are substances our body produces to fight disease causing microbes. Okay, so antibodies are the substances our body produces to fight disease causing microbes. Antibodies are the large number of proteins. These are actually the proteins produced in the blood to neutralize any effect of pathogens. Now, pathogens are the disease causing microbes. Bit simple. Okay, got it? Now we will know about vaccines. Vaccines are weakened or dead disease causing microbes that are injected in our body to trigger the production of antibodies. These antibodies remain in the body for a long time to protect it against any attack of disease causing microbes. Nowadays, you might have heard a lot of times scientists of the world are busy in making the vaccine for novel coronavirus. Still the research is going on and we are hopeful very soon we will get the vaccine for this pandemic COVID-19. And the causative agent of this COVID-19 disease is novel coronavirus. So scientists are still busy in preparing the vaccines for this disease. Next, we will know about vaccination. The process of protecting the body from pathogens with the help of vaccines is called vaccination. We all are vaccinated by some or other vaccines. Students, our next topic is harmful microorganisms. We can understand this topic by understanding the three terms. First one is pathogens, second communicable diseases, and the third one carriers. So as I told you just now, pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms. So what are pathogens? Pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms. Now students, we will know what are communicable diseases. So diseases that spread from an infected person to a healthy person are called communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are spread through air, water, food or physical contact. And some examples of communicable diseases are cholera, chickenpox, common cold and tuberculosis. Students, to understand harmful microorganisms, we must know what are carriers. Insects and animals that carry disease causing microbes and transfer them from one place to other are called carriers, or we also say vectors. Examples: houseflies and mosquitoes. Okay, got it? So carriers, these are the insects and animals that transfers disease from one place to other. Okay. Now, how do carriers transfer disease from one place to other, or transfer the microbes, disease causing microbes from one place to other? So let us understand with this simple example of a housefly. A housefly may sit on the garbage and animal excreta, as you might have seen, and the pathogens stick to their body. Now when they sit on uncovered food, these pathogens get transferred to the food, and when someone eats this contaminated food, he or she may fall sick. So this is how the disease causing microbes have got transferred. Some common carriers around us are: first, housefly. Housefly spreads diseases such as cholera, dysentery, etc. Next is female Anopheles mosquito. It spreads malaria parasites. And the another carrier around us is female Aedes mosquito. It spreads dengue virus. Okay. Now coming to the next topic, some human diseases caused by microorganisms. So here we will discuss some diseases and the causative microorganisms for them. So some common diseases that are caused by bacteria, one of the microorganisms, are tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid. So these are the diseases that are caused by bacteria, although there are many more, but here are few. Now we will know what are some diseases that are caused by virus. First, measles, chickenpox, polio, hepatitis A, etc. And disease caused by protozoa is malaria. Okay, got it? Now students, we will know the disease caused by microorganisms in animals. Students, anthrax is one of the disease caused by microorganisms in animals, and this is caused by Bacillus anthracis. And the other disease caused by microorganisms in animals is foot and mouth disease in cattle. Now we will discuss disease caused by microorganisms in plants. Common diseases caused by microorganisms in plants are citrus canker, rust of wheat, and yellow vein mosaic of okra, or we say it bhindi also. Now citrus canker is caused by bacteria and spreads through air, whereas rust of wheat caused by fungi and spreads through air or seeds, whereas yellow vein mosaic of okra is caused by virus and spreads through insects. Okay, students, now in this part of video we will be studying about food preservation. Now what is food preservation? Food preservation is actually a method to prevent the growth of microorganisms, thus it slows down the food spoilage. We need to preserve food because microorganisms that grow on food can sometimes produce toxic substances which are poisonous to us. Now, if we consume this spoiled food, what will happen? We can become seriously ill or die. Hence, we need to preserve food from being spoiled. Now, question arises, how food can be preserved? So, there are some common methods of food preservation that we are going to talk about. First one is chemical method. In this method, salts and edible oil are common chemicals besides sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite that are used to check spoilage of pickles, jams, squashes, etc. Next method is preservation by salt. In this method we use common salt, or we say it sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is used to preserve meat, fish, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Now, after discussing these two methods, we will move to the third method of food preservation, that is preservation by sugar. In this method, jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by the sugar. Next, preservation by oil and vinegar. So vegetables, fruits, fish and meat are often preserved by oil and vinegar. Then next method is pasteurization. This is a process in which milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. Okay, so pasteurization is basically done for the storing of milk. Then storage and packing. Dry fruits and many vegetables are preserved in airtight or air-sealed containers. You might have seen a lot of times. Many of you must be fond of potato chips, which are available with lot of brands in the market as Uncle Chips, Bingo, Kurkure and many more. So these types of items are available in airtight or air-sealed containers. Okay. Hope all of you must have understood about food preservation and common methods of food preservation. Now students, our next topic is nitrogen fixation. It is nitrogen fixation. Students, as you know, nitrogen constitutes 78% of our atmosphere. Do you know that? Yes, you have read it in your previous classes. Now, in living organisms, it is found in proteins, chlorophyll, and vitamins. Actually, atmospheric nitrogen cannot be used directly by the plants and animals. It gets fixed by either lightning or natural nitrogen fixers. Now, two natural nitrogen fixing bacteria are Rhizobium bacteria and the other one is blue-green algae. These are the nitrogen fixers. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. Rhizobium bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Now you would like to know what are leguminous plants? Leguminous plants are like the plants of beans and peas. So as they live in the root nodules, they develop a symbiotic relationship. Students, our last topic is nitrogen cycle. So after this process of nitrogen fixation, nitrogen of the atmosphere gets converted into compounds of nitrogen. Okay, as you can see in the figure of nitrogen cycle. Now once nitrogen is converted into these usable compounds, it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. How can it be utilized? By their root system. Okay, the nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plants, proteins and other compounds. Now animals feeding on the plants get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds. Now when plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous wastes into nitrogenous compounds to be used by plants again. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. So as a result, the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains more or less constant. So this is a nitrogen cycle. Hope you must have understood. So with that we come to the conclusion of this explanation part of this chapter. I hope each and every topic must be clear to you. Students, in this part of video, we will recapitulate the chapter. We will discuss some important points of this chapter. First is microorganisms cannot be seen with the naked eye. So we need a microscope to see the microorganisms. Microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means those organisms that are made up of single cell, whereas multicellular are those organisms that are made up of many cells, as we human are multicellular. Next point, microorganisms can be divided into 5 major groups, that is algae, bacteria, viruses, protozoa and fungi. Coming to the next point, microorganisms are found in air, water, soil and in the bodies of plants and animals. So microorganisms are found everywhere. The next point is some bacteria are aerobic and some bacteria are anaerobic. Aerobic means those bacteria that respire in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic bacteria means those bacteria that respire in the absence of oxygen. Okay, now moving to the next point. Viruses are the smallest of all microorganisms and reproduce only inside the host organism. Till they don't get the host, they don't reproduce. Next point, algae are simple plant-like organisms. They can synthesize their own food. As they can synthesize their own food, it means they have chlorophyll. Okay, now moving to the next point. Protozoans are unicellular, means they are made up of single cell. Protozoans cause serious diseases like dysentery and malaria. Then some microorganisms are useful for commercial production of medicines and alcohol. As we have read about the usefulness of microorganisms, they are used for various purposes. The main purposes are medicines and for alcohol. Now moving to the next point, Rhizobium bacterium can fix nitrogen from air into soil and increase the soil fertility. Rhizobium bacterium, these are found in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Food preservatives are actually the substances that check the growth of microorganisms and prevent the spoilage of food items. Okay, students, in this part of video we will do classwork assignment second of chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. So the first exercise of this assignment is multiple choice questions. Here for every multiple choice questions we are given the 4 choices and the one is correct among these, so we have to tick the correct one. The first one is a disease in human beings caused by virus is, your options are first typhoid, second influenza, third dysentery, fourth cholera. So what should be the correct option? It should be influenza. Okay, now the second one is the disease caused by protozoan are spread by an insect is, your options are first dengue, second malaria, third polio and fourth measles. So the correct answer is malaria. Whereas dengue, polio and measles, these are caused by virus. Now the third multiple choice question is microorganism responsible for causing hepatitis A is, your options are first bacteria, second virus, third fungi and fourth protozoa. So the correct answer is virus. Now the fourth part, the following is an antibiotic. You have to tell which one is an antibiotic. Sodium carbonate, first option, second option streptomycin, third alcohol, a fourth yeast. So what should be the correct one? Yes, it is streptomycin. Streptomycin is an antibiotic as we have read. Now coming to the next part of this classwork assignment, that is fill up. First one is dash are the disease causing microorganisms. So what are the disease causing microorganisms called? Yes, pathogens. Exactly, these are the pathogens. Now coming to the second fill ups, food dash check the spoilage of food, pickles, jams, etc. So in the dash the correct word is preservatives. Food preservatives check the spoilage of food, pickles, jams, etc. Then third one, dash and dash are called biological nitrogen fixers. So blue-green algae in the first dash and in the second dash, Rhizobium bacteria. These are the biological nitrogen fixers. Now the fourth one, causative microorganism for measles is dash. So the correct word in the dash is virus. Now moving to the last part of this classwork assignment 2, define the terms. First one is pathogens. Pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms. The second one is preservatives. Chemicals that check the growth of microorganisms are preservatives. The third one is pasteurization. This is the process in which milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly cooled. Fourth is communicable diseases. So diseases that spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable diseases. Then the fifth one is carriers. Insects and animals that carry disease causing microbes and transfer them from one place to other, they are called the carriers. For example, housefly, Anopheles mosquito, Aedes mosquito females. So these are the carriers. Then the last terms to be defined is nitrogen fixation. So what is nitrogen fixation? This is a conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds by lightning or certain bacteria like rhizobium. So this is your classwork assignment. I hope you must have understood each and everything very clearly. Students, in this last part of video, we will be doing homework assignment 2 of chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. So the first exercise is give one word answer. You have to give answer in one word. So your first question is carrier of dengue virus. You have to name the carrier of dengue virus. The second is diseases that spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So what are these diseases called? So that are spread from infected person to a healthy person. Then the third one is name one disease caused by microorganisms in animals. You have to name only one. The fourth one is disease caused by bacteria in plants. Though there are 2 or 3 diseases, but you have to name only one. Now the last is microorganism responsible for causing tuberculosis. So you have to name that microorganism that causes tuberculosis. Okay. Now coming to the second exercise of homework assignment 2, true false. For the correct answer you have to write true and for the wrong you have to write false. The first one is vegetables and fruits can be preserved by oil and vinegar. Is it true or false? Please write here. Second, cholera is caused by protozoa. So if it is true, write true, and if it is false, then write false. Then the third one is streptomycin is a vaccine. Fourth is housefly spreads diseases such as cholera, dysentery, etc. Is it true or false? Write it. Then the fifth one and the last one is vaccine include dead or weakened microbes. Students, if you have watched the videos, explanation videos very carefully, you will find no problem in answering these questions. So students, this is your homework assignment 2. With that, we come to the completion of this teaching session of chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. I hope you must have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you very much.